One of the biggest deals across the consumer goods space recently, and that was when Hindustan Unilever bought GSK's India business for around $3.8 billion. Now, in his first interaction post this mega deal, Reema Tendulkar caught up with HUL CFO Mr. Srinivas Pathak and began by asking about the company's strategy for Horlicks brand going forward. Take a look.
We are actually quite excited because it's a transformative proposed merger. We get an opportunity to actually play in the largest health food drinks market in the world, and is the fastest growing. So therefore, when you look at the possibilities and the opportunities of what you can do in the category and the brand, we are extremely excited. The second thing it also does for us is that it also gives us a scale in our foods business. When the proposed merger goes through, our foods and refreshments business will be over 10,000 crores, which will also put us at one of the top players in the foods and refreshment segment. So we are absolutely delighted with both aspects, and therefore I think it's really a transformative one from an HUL's point of view.
You've spoken about synergies of 800 to 1,000 basis points. How will you achieve it, and secondly, by when?
So what we've really talked about is that the opportunities are across the value chain. I think first and foremost, if you start looking at it from a supply chain point of view, actually let me wind back. I think the first and foremost way to look at about synergies is it all comes from the strength of an existing HUL business. We are a 35,000 crore business and we are adding 10%. So therefore the whole infrastructure and what you have, you will leverage. We've called out about 4 or 5 areas. Clearly in the whole space of supply chain, logistics, distribution, warehousing, you will ride on the strength of HUL distribution. That's going to be a big plus. The way you go to market in terms of your distribution and how you're going to take costs out, that's going to be an important one. We spend media, which is media and non-media, which is 7x what GSK does. Therefore buying scales, the sophistication, the technology that we have is going to really help us unlock costs. And in due course, we will get general and administrative overheads that will also come through. The focus first and foremost is the proposed merger, get the approvals. The second focus is really going to get the integration done. Then we really need to get the growth momentum, and then the savings will come. I'm not going to give you a time frame, but we are very confident of the size of the price. And of course, all our efforts will be in trying to see how much can we realize it earlier on in the business case than later.
4-5 years would be a rough estimate?
So the medium term would be a good space to start counting them. Most of the synergies coming through would be a good time point to look at.
Okay. You will also be distributing Sensodyne as a part of GSK's portfolio. Will that in any way be competing with Pepsodent? Would you be concerned?
So look, we've done a comprehensive look at why we are doing it. I think to us it's a win-win. I think where it helps HUL is that we get a better understanding of the pharmacy and the chemist channel. That's useful for us. From their perspective, I think we give continuity of distribution in its totality. Sensodyne plays at a very different market segment. Our presence is really with a strong presence with Close-Up and with Pepsodent. We've looked at it in terms of share of what happens in the retailers and the size of the market, the segments we play. In totality, honestly, we are comfortable that we will be able to manage it very well.
It's not going to eat into Pepsodent's share?
We don't believe there is any case to think like that.